Until police shake hands with righteousness, we won't shake hands with them. Fuck the police.
So as you can see, we're here in Oakland. This is the fourth night in a row of anti-Trump protests. And as you can see, there was a little bit of a disagreement between the protesters. Now, some of them felt that it was appropriate to be friendly toward the police. Others felt that in response to acts of police brutality, that was not appropriate. So you can see it was a little bit of a disagreement. So we're here, and we're going to walk through. This is the fourth night of protests. People are in the streets here in Oakland protesting against Donald Trump. So we're going to see if anyone wants to give us a piece of their mind and just see what happens here tonight.
Yeah, exactly. We've been taught from birth. You look at 3-year-old kids; they're smarter than us. They don't care who they play with, and then we teach them.
Okay. Hey, so we're on Periscope. Do you want to give us a piece of your mind? Tell us why you're out here tonight.
Yeah, we want Donald Trump, our newly elected president, to represent us and our values and our perspective. I personally don't want him to take apart the EPA by putting in a climate denier. That is among other things. I'm sure a lot of people out here are really concerned about human rights. That's all. Pretty good.
And it's incorporating the money above all people.
Can I film you, sir?
What's that?
Can I film you?
Absolutely. No
Okay.
problem. Yeah, so capitalism is basically a terrible system which put money above all things. And capitalism is the parents of the political system. So if you have really no economic power, it's hard for you to compete politically. So that's why we need more than one party. We have only two parties like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. It's like going to the grocery store and finding, rotten eggs and spoiled milk. Like you're going wrong either way you go. My thing is you can't put a face, a color on any righteousness. It comes through all colors. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if yellow, green, and white. It's all about what is the person's character is like. You know what I'm saying? So we as a people got to understand that we got to unhinge our heart and our minds from being trained from birth into righteousness, because the system, the lens we're giving is such a corrupt lens to feel about ourselves, whether we're inferior or superior, and feel about other people, So it's a cultural revolution that needs to come through inside. They can't stop that. They can definitely stop us military-wise, coming together, but, coming together internally, you know what I'm saying, and reversing our prejudice against all people. That will cause a great revolution right there, and that's the first start. Then if we can organize, from an economic standpoint, that'll be even better, and that's still non-violent, but when you look at the violence they have put upon the people of this nation, everything from economic deprivation, that's violence. So the people, they end up reacting. So you always have a cause and effect. This is an effect. We're not the cause. The cause is the reason why we're out here. So you should be actually trying to take down the cause, don't take down the effect, because we're just basically reacting.
So what about all these people in Wisconsin, Michigan, places like that? They're economically suffering. They don't have their jobs and all that. So they think Trump is going to save them. What's that about?
Oh, well, see, that's a backwards narrative that you believe the lie. The lie is the truth, and the truth is the lie.
Well, and the thing they are truthful about is that neoliberalism has failed them. And as the left, if we don't recognize that neoliberalism is just as much to blame as the Republican Party, this will just continue. Neoliberalism has failed. What did the Democratic Party think would happen when you put forward the only presidential candidate in history that had a negative approval rating before she entered office? What did you think was going to happen? This is exactly the fault of the Democratic Party, just as much for Republicans.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, you're on Periscope, by the way. I'm a reporter with RT. I was doing stuff for TV earlier. I'm periscoping, so very good. We both gave a perspective, and I think you represent far more than just yourselves here. I think these are widespread sentiments.
And I just want to also put it's also about a universal law system that is supreme over the man-made rules, which is not laws. They're rules, or prejudicial rules that apply only to certain people, and the universal law applies to all people, and that's what we should be running off of. And societies that have ran off those universal laws, they have way less incidents of suicide, way less incidents of violence. You look at, I think England, the cops don't even carry guns. You know, I think some of the nations in the UK, they don't carry guns, you know what I'm saying? And you look at the crime rate. So the fact that the police brutality has been escalated at such a pace has only made things worse. And so they blame the violence that begets violence, but not the cause. So we're bringing attention to the cause. I don't support tearing up our businesses because that does nothing good. That doesn't do any good. It's like if you don't like this movie, you're hitting the screen. That does no good. You have to go to the projector. Who's the projectors? It's the power structure, the police, the politicians. It's the economic, corrupted economics from corporate bigwigs. And those are the behind the covert scenes, and we're just the actors. You know, we're not the directors, we're not the producers, we're just basically in the middle being controlled by the puppet strings. But the bottom line is they never like the spotlight to come on the cousin of racism. You know, classism is another evil manipulation of a society. You know.
Perfect.
All right,
Thank you
brother.
very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate
All right.
it. All right, so I'm going to go around the front. Alrighty, so here we are, all around me, the fourth night of protests here out in Oakland, California, the home of the Black Panther Party, the home of the general strike of 1946. This is quite a radical city with a radical history, and this intersection is seized by the protesters. I'm going to turn you around.
Still flow. We let this nigga win, we gon' probably feel broke. You build walls, we gon' probably
With RT. It's a satellite TV network. You want to talk to us? Oh, okay. Let's go! The protesters seem to be deciding which way they are going to go, what direction that they're going to go, and they have decided they are proceeding down. Okay, so let's continue. A lot of different flags represented here. That's the flag of El Salvador. We're also seeing the flag of the United Farm Workers, historically. The Cesar Chavez flag, a lot of different emblems and symbols in these protests that have been taking place. Get you a shot of the crowd. There they are. Oh, wow. And the police are charging through the crowd. Let me repeat, the police are charging through the crowd. Riot gear. Clubs are coming out. Clubs are coming out. Clubs are coming out. It's getting rough here on the streets of Oakland. The police have jumped out of their vehicle and they're coming through. It's an exciting turn of events here. So now the police have kind of seized a corner. They have the main intersection blocked here. And so the protesters are now returning to kind of go up to the police line. Very interesting. There seems to be some kind of standoff taking place at the moment.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
Helicopters are above. These are the helicopter lights. The lights of police helicopters like this. And we see the police on full display here.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
See you tomorrow!
The crowd seems to be going up to the police. Let's see what's happening here. Chanting peaceful protest. The crowd is approaching the police vehicle. Let's see what happens here. The crowd seems to be chasing the police vehicle at the moment. The protesters are chasing the police vehicle, pushing it up the street. Let's take a look at what's happening here. We have a police line set up in the middle of the intersection. Very, very interesting.
Why did you guys pull out your weapons? Why are you being the aggressors right now? Why are you have your weapons drawn? If I pull out a weapon, come on.
Police are part of the problem! Police are part of the problem! You guys should be ashamed, man. This is peaceful. You should be ashamed. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
Peaceful protest!
OPD! I smell murder! OPD! I smell murder! OPD!
So we're in the middle of a standoff here with this intersection that has been blocked off by the Oakland Police Department. The crowd of protesters in front of it yelling at the police. The police have blocked the intersection. Interesting turn of events. So far it was just kind of marching up and down Broadway. Now the crowd has been gradually getting bigger, and now there seems to have been this turn of events. We have the police here blocking the intersection. They're essentially making it clear to the crowd they will not be able to continue marching up and down Broadway. So we'll see what happens next here. Interesting confrontation here at the intersection. So the protesters are now talking about other directions.
Stand together!
Protesters seem to once again be on the move. Now that this section of Broadway has been blocked off, they are going in another direction. Looks like some of them want to give the police a piece of their mind before they do that, and they'll be departing. All right. Interesting turn of events here. Things got exciting really quick here. On the fourth night of protests on the streets of Oakland, the sun goes down and passions get high here on the streets of Oakland in reaction to the election of Donald Trump as the President of the United States. 4 nights in a row we've seen street chaos, and this is yet another night of street chaos on the streets of Oakland. Let's see what's happening here. I'm going to turn you around. Something's happening with this car. Let's see what's happening here. All right, well, the protest seems to be proceeding down this street. Now, it's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of comments that are coming on here about paid protesters. People are bringing up George Soros. I thought it might be interesting to actually ask these people, and I know Donald Trump did make a comment about professional protesters or something like that. So I'm actually going to ask some of these protesters if that's the case, if they are being paid to be here. So those who are saying that, they ought to take a listen, and we'll see what they have to say about Trump's recent comments about quote-unquote paid protesters, professional protesters. Let's see what people have to say in response to that. I'm going to turn you around here, and we're going to talk to some folks, see what they have to say about the allegations of being paid protesters. Excuse me. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you mind if you're being filmed? I'm on Periscope. It's live streaming. So.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So Donald Trump on his Twitter, he said that these are professional protesters. People are being paid.
That's bullshit.
You're not being paid, are you?
No.
Do you know anyone who's being paid to be here?
No. I mean, I'm literally on vacation right now. I'm not from Oakland, but I saw these people protesting. I'm like, man, I got to join this because Trump's a fucking fascist, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he
stand for this.
said on his Twitter that people were being paid, and that's
ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
That's totally ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
And one thing that I think people that don't get is that these protests that you're seeing all around the country is just the beginning. This is a rallying call. There's a rallying call so that everyone knows that we won't stand for this, so that when the so-called deportation task forces come, they're going to be met with resistance. So-called illegal immigrants, which I think is a victimless crime, won't go peacefully. So it is just the beginning.
Oh, very interesting. I'm going to ask some other people.
Okay, great.
Because it seems like that is, when I'm looking at the comments people are leaving, a lot of people are saying stuff, paid protesters, Soros, and then you had Trump himself actually say that. So I want to get people's response to this. This seems to be something that we're hearing a lot of. Seems to be part of the dialogue. Earlier tonight, I saw a couple that I interviewed, and they had a sign. They said, we're not being paid. We're teachers. We love our kids, or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, you don't have to be paid to oppose a guy who says that he's going to ban Muslims and deport 11 million Mexicans. Like, no one's going to, no one has to stand for this. And I don't think you need to be paid to take to the streets and show that we're not going to accept this. You know?
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, and thank you very much for talking to us.
Yeah, no problem.
Enjoy your great vacation then.
Oh, thanks. This
All
is
right. Cool. So, turning you around. So here now we're towards the back of the march. I'm going to get us closer to the front. What? Alrighty. Seems argument taking place here.
Join us!
Everyone ignore him. Keep moving. Keep moving.
So, I could be... Turn you around. I could be mistaken. I want to make sure I have this right. But I thought I heard someone say that the man had a gun or something like that. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to ask people what exactly was happening back there. So let me turn you around. We'll find out what was happening with that man in a truck. Or I'll keep... I'll turn you around. All right, so what was happening back there with that guy?
He's talking about don't tear the city up. His kid got killed out here.
Okay.
Nigga, that's what we marching for.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Is that a sentiment? Do you hear people saying that people shouldn't protest because it's bad for the city or something? Or
And no, it ain't. It's good for the city. Somebody
so
got
he
to
was
speak.
urging people not to protest because his son had been killed.
Yeah.
I guess, and he somehow blames that on protesters.
Yeah.
Well, what did protesters
But he's
have to do
stupid.
with it?
Exactly. He's dumb. It's the police, nigga, that's not helping, you know what I mean, helping the crimes and all the other shit.
Yeah.
You sound stupid. Get your ass in the car. Hey, go the fuck home. Or get your ass out and march.
Righty. Quite an interesting night it has been. Righty.
Hey, why the police?
There's a police Humvee, I believe, right? Is that a Hummer?
Yep.
Hummer going by.
And that's probably the police.
Another Hummer going by. Well, that's not a Hummer. That's more of a Jeep. That's yeah, Jeep, a police Jeep. Very interesting. All right. All right. Quite an evening, huh? All right. Well, be sure to tune in. We're RT actually. We're on. What's that?
You guys are the camera crew?
What?
Part of the news?
We're with an alternative satellite TV network. We're not mainstream media. We go to a lot of protests. All right, so I'm going to turn this off. But be sure to tune in to RT. We're constantly covering these protests and demonstrations. Exciting night here on the streets of Oakland. Thank you very much. Tune in.